Alrighty, so this is going to be a long one. There's a lot of puzzles and secrets hidden within the Vesper'S host dungeon, and we believe this is how you get the class item for the dungeon. I haven't seen anyone get it from any of the encounters, and you get it as the final reward for this quest. So maybe it drops from other places. I honestly don't know. It's too soon to tell, but I think this is how you get the class item, and you'll probably need these to get the icebreaker catalyst, which we are still working on as well. We put a lot of work into solving this, so if you find it useful, make sure to subscribe. Let's get into it. This is a kind of long one. You're gonna pick up a quest from Spider and you're gonna beat the dungeon. Now, after you kill the final boss, do not leave. There's going to be a beacon on the DPS platform that you have to pick up to progress the quest. Please make sure to pick this up. Then you're going to return to Spider, and he is going to ask you to find 3 messages found around the dungeon. And this is actually going to be like 3 little mini puzzles that you have to solve. So go through a new instance of the dungeon, clear the first encounter, but don't progress. The first encounter is the one where you have to like bank all of the nukes and kill the giant brigs and stuff. Then, after you clear this, go into the Heart Room. This is going to be the first room on your right as soon as you enter this encounter. It's the only room with a Braytech aesthetic in this encounter that you get a nuke from. In this room, I don't think we had to activate anything for the puzzle to be on, but if you do, there's a computer terminal in the back right, potentially, but I believe there are just a bunch of little circles on the ground. They're little plates, and you have to walk over them in a certain sequence. If you look around the room, one of these plates will be flashing, and when you step on it, it will turn solid white. And so what you have to do is turn all of the flashing plates white, and as soon as you step on one and it turns on, then another plate will start flashing, and so on and so forth. If you step on the incorrect one, it'll say access permission reset, and you'll just have to start this string over and over again. But essentially, look for the flashing plate, stand on it. Look for the next flashing plate, stand on it, etc. And when you're done, you will get an Ascendant Alloy, and there will be a tablet on the wall that you can pick up to unlock your first message. Now, go forward in the dungeon to the kind of nuke room mini encounter where you have to like take power from doors and bank 5 nukes and run away from the servitor, that thing. As soon as you walk into this encounter, there's going to be a room directly in front of you that you can open. This will be where you dunk the first nuke traditionally, and I believe there's a terminal here that you can hold, you know, your activate button on and turn on, I think, but I believe there's a terminal there that you can activate. This will activate all of the kind of circular pads in this area, and just like the first little puzzle that we did, you have to stand on them in a certain order. However, they're not actually flashing on the ground this time. Instead, that terminal that you walked up to and looked at and potentially activated if you have to do that will have a bunch of triangles on it. And the triangle that you now have to step on is going to be flashing, and each triangle corresponds to one of the plates on the ground. Now, this is the worst diagram ever that I've made, especially for you. I hope you'll like it. This kind of just shows the layout of this first area. All of these plates are only in the area where the first 3 nukes are. Once you enter the 3rd nuke, it'll open up kind of the second section of this mini encounter. Ignore that. This is just where the first 3 nukes are. Hopefully you can piece this together. For instance, you should be in this nuke 1 room right now if you're looking at that computer screen. There's another computer screen right next to nuke 2 that is also useful, so you don't have to always, you know, constantly be running back and forth across the entire series of rooms here. So when a triangle starts flashing, look at the diagram, look at which plate it corresponds to, walk over to it, step on it. If you do it correctly, it should turn solid white on the diagram and another triangle should start flashing. If you do the incorrect one, it should, once again, in chat say access permission reset, and you'll just have to start over the puzzle. Now, I've like triple checked this, so I don't think there's any mistakes. But if something ends up being wrong with any of these solutions, I will update the pinned comment. So please check that if you are having trouble, and I will also do my best to answer any questions down below. When you step on all the plates in the correct order, it will once again give you an Ascendant Alloy, unlock a tablet on the wall that you can pick up, and that will be your second message. Now go through the dungeon, complete the first boss, the servitor boss, and after that, there's a giant jump puzzle, and about halfway through, you are going to find your 3rd little plate puzzle that you have to do. There's another terminal that you have to walk up to and activate. This will turn on. Once again, there will be flashing triangles to tell you which plate to hit. Now, I'm just going to show you which plate corresponds to which triangle in the order that you kind of access them. So you can kind of see I have another diagram. They're numbered kind of weirdly, but I've ordered them in the like sequence that you find them or come across them in the jump puzzle. So you come in, and as you are walking towards the data pad that I was showing you, you'll pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right next to the data pad. Then it splits off. You would normally go to the left to complete the jump puzzle, but there's a couple places to the right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you the order that you encounter them. So as you enter this part of the jump puzzle, you're gonna pass data pad 1 on your left. If you go to the right where you're supposed to go, there'll be like a little square hallway door frame thing. Number 2 is right on the ground there. You'll go around the outside, jump to another platform where you'll see number 3. Number 4 is on the wall right next to you as you go towards the data pad. Like I said, number 5 is right across from the data pad. Normally you would go left, but if you go right instead onto this little satellite structure, you're gonna see, I go to number 7 first, actually. It's a little further, so don't get confused. And then I turn around and number 6 is also like on the edge of this satellite. Then if I were to go towards like the end of the jump puzzle, going left instead up the big white mechanical satellite thing, number 8 is hidden on the wall. On the final platform, it's pretty dark, but there are actually 2. Above the little Vex gate looking thing on the left, there is one that I've called number 9, and number 10 is on the back right corner, like on the floor, tucked away in the dark. So just look at your panel, see which one is flashing, and use the descriptions I just showed you to step on them in the correct sequence. Once you, once again, step on the flashing one, it will turn solid white on the panel. Another one will start flashing, and then you have to go step on that one. When you complete all of them, you will get first level security clearance, and you will be able to pick up the 3rd tablet on the wall as well. So this will allow you to unlock a door within the dungeon. So actually during that mini nuke encounter where the 2nd puzzle was, towards the end of it, right after you do the 4th nuke, but I believe before you do the 5th nuke, I think, there is a door that normally will not let you open it, but if you get to this point in the quest, you will be able to walk up to it, open it, there will be a chest that will give you loot and progress the quest. Now, it is worth noting, for me and my fire team, my teammates couldn't pick this up until we like reloaded the encounter and opened it again. Like only one person could open it per instance. Maybe our games were just bugged, but if you get it and your friends don't or vice versa, just reload or wipe and you should be able to get it. Once you pick this up, it will progress the quest and ask you to find 3 more secrets. Luckily, to find the first one, you actually don't have to restart the dungeon. You can just backtrack to the first encounter, go back to that heart room where the very first puzzle was, the Braytech themed room in the first encounter. When you walk in, there will be the number pads from the first boss all over the place. They've got the red numbers on them. The operator and scanner buff will also be in the terminals to your left and right. And what you have to do is pick up the scanner buff, walk up to a number pad, and it's actually the opposite. Normally in the dungeon, when you walk up to a number pad and it disappears, that means it's bad and you don't want to touch it. For all of these next 3 puzzles, those are actually the pads that you want to shoot with the operator buff. So once again, if you walk up to a number pad and it disappears from your mini map, that is the one that you want to shoot. And there are usually 4 or 5 of these. So have someone grab the scanner buff, walk around, find the 4 or 5 that disappear from your minimap, grab the operator buff and shoot them. And then when you do that correctly, it will give you your loot. And there will once again be another data pad for you to collect. Now, the other 2 are actually both in that jumping puzzle between the first and second bosses. So after the servitor, there's that huge jumping puzzle. In the first half, right where you fight the brig at the beginning, kill everything. There will be, once again, a terminal with operator and scanner. And all around the platforms, on the jumping platforms, there will be these number terminals or number pads, once again, that you have to pick the scanner buff up and walk up to them. And if they disappear, you have to shoot them with the operator buff. When you do all of that correctly, scattered throughout this entire area, you are going to get the next data pad to spawn. And I'm going to let the kind of clip play here because there's a few that are in a weird spot. Then you're going to continue on through the jump puzzle until right before you get to the final boss. There's the kind of the final section of the jump puzzle where lightning's still going crazy. You just cleared a room full of fallen and there's like a mini boss in there, that sort of stuff. Instead of going up top on these little platforms, like you would normally do, jump into this hollow platform as I do. There's another terminal with scanner and operator, and you're gonna do the same thing. Pick up scanner, look on your mini-map for the number pads, go up to them. If they disappear, shoot them with operator, etc., etc. This one's actually easier than the last one in my opinion. So you do all that, the last data pad will spawn, and when you pick it up, it should give you level 2 security clearance. Now just backtrack just a little bit, just head back into the rooms you just came from. You will see a locked door covered in fallen lasers. When you walk up to it, it should let you open it. There will be a chest on the ground that you could open and get some more loot and progress the quest. And this will tell you to go visit Spider, who will give you some codes or something and tell you to access a node into the level 2 security. So load back into this encounter, this kind of jump puzzle. And as you are walking, there are 2 little black terminals that you're gonna wanna hit. So right past that brig area where the second number puzzle was, the brig spawns and blah, blah, blah. There's some little platforms, like circular platforms that you're walking on. Turn around and there should be a little flashing black oval thing that's like flashing numbers. Shoot it. Keep going on until you get to the kind of midpoint of this jumping puzzle, right between where 9 and 10 were for that kind of data pad puzzle that we talked about earlier. So like you jump off the platform and right above you, if you turn around, you will see a second black oval. Now, I think these are the only 2 you need. This puzzle is so freaking confusing, so I'm not guaranteed. At the end of this, I'll show you where there are 2 more that I'm not even sure if they do anything. It might be part of Icebreaker. We're still trying to figure it out. But I think if you shoot these 2, you should be good. Then you go back to the level 2 security door, you open it, there should be 4 numbers on the wall to your left, and the operator buff should have spawned in the terminal to your right. If they're not showing, also like walk up to that little like tablet thing on the ground and hold activate, and maybe the numbers will appear. And if everything has been done correctly, there should be 4 numbers on that wall. If you turn around, there should be an operator buff in the terminal behind you. Just pick it up, shoot 4 and 2 on the number pads, walk up to that computer again and hold activate. And after you do this, you should be able to reopen that chest in the same room as you, and it will give you the class item and complete the quest if you go talk to Spider. Now, I think that's how it's done. Like I said, like there's always a trouble being one of the first people to solve something because you don't really have time to troubleshoot. So I'll be trying my best to answer any of your questions down in the comment section because some of this is pretty confusing. If 2 of the numbers aren't there, even after you shot the 2 I showed you, we did also find 2 other ovals that weren't like on or anything, but we did like shoot them and get hit markers. So maybe that counted for this. I honestly have no idea. They're both right before the first servitor boss encounter. So one's like right after this little jump up. You're going through a jumping puzzle. It's just above a door frame. And then the second one, normally you turn right to the boss encounter. If you turn left, there's a dead end hallway, but one of these computer monitor oval things is on the wall. I don't know if these matter or not. I honestly have literally no idea. I'm going to be honest. It could be just decoration. It could be part of the icebreaker thing. So if the 2 I told you to shoot didn't work, and you tried activating the computer and they still, like, you don't have all 4 numbers, you might have to go into another instance of the dungeon and activate these 2, I guess. But honestly, I have no idea because it's kind of a weird puzzle. So hopefully it's just those 2 and you'll be able to get the class item. I hope you guys found this useful. If I can answer any questions, please let me know down below. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon, hopefully with the Catalyst guide. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.